Okay, y'all, I am up in the playroom right now, and this is what I want to tackle first. And I just feel like this will be so much more efficient to get done with my kids not in here. They do typically clean this room, but it has gotten a little bit out of hand, and I am just dying to get all of these bins organized and labeled. I will be using my Cricut Joy today, so shout out to them for sponsoring today's video and just being the most incredible tool to utilize. Do y'all's kids ever play The Floor is Hot Lava? My kids love playing that, and especially when their neighborhood friends are over too. So that's what they have been doing with those couch and chair cushions. We don't let them do that with any other furniture, but this furniture in the playroom is super, super old. That's why it's up here, and their feet are never really dirty because they have their socks and shoes off, and it's something they love to do. So, you know, you're only little once, might as well live a little. Over these past couple years, we have downsized on our toys a ton. And I kind of realized that over the months that it just is not necessary to have a ton of toys because that just means way more stuff is out. Granted, I hadn't cleaned the playroom in a really long time, and my kids had kind of straightened it up here and there, but when they have friends over, they kind of go crazy with all their toys. So because we had downsized a ton on toys, there's not really a lot that can be out. They have more meaningful toys that they love to play with, but they just happen to have a ton of pieces. So that's kind of hard to keep up with, but it's definitely my preference to have a more minimal playroom. This dresser right here used to be the dresser that Mark and I had in our bedroom at our old house, and it was a dark brown color. I did not really love it anywhere in our house, so I decided to paint it gray, and it has held up so well. So I'm really, really happy with it, but it also doesn't get a ton of like wear and tear. There's not really anybody touching it or opening the drawers all the time, so I'm sure that helps. If y'all were around last year, you'll remember all my little village houses. I love these so much. Mark's grandmother gave them to me a couple years ago. She just had mentioned that it was a lot of work for her to set them all up, which I totally get. But I am so happy that she decided to give them to me, and we will put them up every single year. And we kind of want to expand on them too. Last year, I put them downstairs in our entryway table, and I loved them there, but I decided to mix it up this year because I really don't like to do anything the same year after year, and I put them on this dresser in the playroom, and the kids were so excited when they came upstairs. I always add a little bit of snow and some little fake Christmas trees, and it's really beautiful at night too.
I'm more like this, a game for the reckless.
I know last year a ton of y'all were asking me where she got these little houses. So she had been collecting them over the years from all different kinds of places. So a few of them are just different brands. I even saw some at Walmart that were really pretty, but I know she's gotten a few at Ace Hardware and a couple from Hobby Lobby. And then I got this little fake snow stuff from Hobby Lobby. I want to say it was less than $3. So super affordable, but I just feel like it adds a really fun touch. And then all of this other random Christmas stuff that I'm putting out, I've just had from over the years. I didn't buy anything new really this year. I still need to get some ribbon for my downstairs tree.
Woman, sorry I don't compromise. Mad woman, mad woman. Keep calling me a mad woman. Boy, it's none of your business if I'm a mad woman.
I was filming this video on the day that I celebrated 2 years of being here on YouTube, which kind of seems crazy, but also it seems just about right. It has been so much fun being on here and learning and growing and just having this incredible sense of community that we all have here together. And there are so many of y'all that I might not know your face if I saw you in public, but I for sure know your name, and I know how encouraging and supportive you are to me. And I'm just so thankful that I had enough people believing in me to where I felt like I could even believe in myself. And as cheesy as that sounds, it really is just so true. I could not have done this without y'all's support, without Mark's support, without my whole family, because what I do takes really, really, really long hours, and it's sometimes incredibly stressful. And at the same time, there are people in this world who think that it's not a job, which is fine that other people think that, but something about that just makes me want to work that much harder. So all that being said, I love being here, and I don't think I'm going anywhere until maybe one day when YouTube goes somewhere. But I knew that I was wanting to get all of these bins organized. So what I like to do is just go ahead and get them all together in one place and put what needs to go in them so I can make sure that I know what needs to be on the label. So I was even making a list on my phone, which I do not like to do. I like to write everything down, but because I was already upstairs and on a roll, I didn't want to stop and go downstairs to grab a pen and a piece of paper because I knew it would distract me. These bins are a super easy project that you can do. I bought the actual bins from Target, and then the little labels a friend made for me. This is well before I had my Cricut, but I put them on myself, and it made me feel so accomplished because I had never done anything like that before, and that's how we keep all of the kids' schoolwork organized. It is the next day now. I ran to TJ Maxx and Home Goods to grab a few more bins just in case I needed them, because we have the Legos in these big bins over here, and they really don't need to be in that big of something, and I need to use those bins for something else actually. So I'm going to go through the Legos and make sure that we keep only the good ones and make sure none of them are broken, put them in there or possibly in here. So I have a bunch of different options, and then I want to decide what fits in what. Sorry, my dryer's going. And get everything labeled. This is my most favorite part of the entire process, is like the finishing touches on this and the labeling.
You got something I can never be without, yeah. I'm in your command. Thought I was a man of my own. Shadow of the good on me now. A breeze in my ear, 'cause you know I cannot see no you. Feeling like home, but should it be like this? Locked up in your dome, you know I fight for you. What do I, every time you call my name, what do I, whipping me into madness.
What was y'all's favorite toy as a kid, or do you remember? I used to love playing with Play-Doh. I specifically remember that when we were younger, my mom stayed home with us, but she also had other kids come in. We called them the babysitting kids, and it was anywhere from like, I want to say 4 to 7 or 8 kids. And I remember we would play with Play-Doh, and we just love to draw and write on paper. And that is what my kids love to do too. And that's why we've downsized so much on all of our toys, because they're just really into crafts and playing outside. I remember I used to go outside and just imagine that my bike was a horse and just all kinds of things. And that's what I want for my kids too, to just have a big imagination and to be creative. I don't want them to have things, but I would rather them have a childhood of creativity and experiences.
I'm loving the heat. I think I'm losing it. What do I? Every time you call my name, what do I? Whipping me into madness. I try to lay low, but I can never stay.
Now, right before I make the labels, I want to put the bins back on the shelf. As weird as this might sound, I just want to make sure that I print out the right colors for each of the bins, because if certain bins go next to each other, they might not look good with certain colors, that type of thing. There's nothing wrong no matter how you do it, but for some reason that's how my brain works. The girls wanted to come in and help me with the books. They were being so sweet, but they also were getting super distracted and wanted to open up several of the books and even start reading them. Their goal was to go through and see if there were a few that we could get rid of, because someone in our neighborhood built a little library next to the mailboxes where you can give a book and get a book for free. So I thought it would be really fun for us to give a few books to that little library, but the girls took quite a while to do that. So they only did it for a little bit, and then it was time for dinner and I ended up finishing it up.
But I can never stay away from you. What do I? We can't stop it, so I keep on rolling in silence. So I keep on rolling in silence. Keep on rolling in silence. What do I?
I do not know how or why this huge gymnastics bar keeps getting moved around the playroom, but somehow I always end up being the one that gets it back into place. I do think it's because we had cousins over to spend the night, and we used that pink mat for some of them to sleep on with sleeping bags. It's really comfortable, but I had to get that back into place. And that corner right there is just a good spot for it. I always try to clean the baseboards anytime I move furniture, just because it's a really good chance to do it. I don't move around furniture a ton in this playroom, so I knew they needed to be cleaned for sure.
I'm outside until you tell me to stop. I'm being so dramatic. I'm always being so dramatic. This town is quiet when it's late. This town is quiet. Sadness, I can see the moon.
Helping me out with my organization today is my little buddy, my Cricut Joy, and do not be fooled by how tiny it is, because my goodness, can it do incredible things like label your entire playroom. One really cool feature with the Cricut Joy is it has an app, and you can use it from your phone or from a tablet. It's only for iOS users though, but from your phone you can make quick labels, you can do decals, you can make cards. And I am not always the brightest when it comes to navigating new apps, but this is one of the easiest ones I've ever used. You seriously just type in what labels you want to have made, pick the font, and you can edit it, you can customize it how you want it, and then you load your vinyl up and you click make it.
I'm always being so dramatic. This town is quiet when it's cold, yeah. This town is quiet. Sadness, I can see the moon. I know that I'll be fine here.
I'm starting off with all of the labels that I want to be white, and then in a second you'll see me do the ones that I want to be black. You can even cut up to 20-foot rolls for bigger projects. Everything I'm doing right here is pretty small, but it's kind of cool how portable this is. So I could take it anywhere in my house super easily, connect it to your phone, so that does all the work for you. And it's one of the more affordable Cricut options. So if you're wanting to get your feet wet and you're not quite sure that you want to fully dive in, the Cricut Joy is definitely for you. So now I'm printing the labels that I wanted to be black, and then I'm moving on to my sticker vinyl labels. These might be my favorite, and I just think it's the coolest way that it does it. You take out the blade and you insert a pen or a marker, and it's fine point, so it does really amazing drawing on the labels, and I just couldn't get over it. I was so entertained and mesmerized just watching it draw these labels. I don't know, it was fun for me.
Things get complicated, but I know we'll be alright. You will tell me I'm wrong, but I know we are strong.
And then you just go through the weeding process. So anytime you have vinyl, you're going to weed off all the excess, and then you're going to put your transfer tape on there. I like to go ahead and cut everything up after this so I know what my labels look like, the size they're going to be, and go ahead and match it up to the bin. And then you put all your labels on. It's such a cool way to organize your life, and I find it to be so relaxing. I love picking the fonts. I love weeding the vinyl. As crazy as that sounds, it's so relaxing to me. And I love putting the labels on the bins. I kind of want to label my entire house, but you guys know Mark, and you know he doesn't want all the obvious things labeled, but this would make such a wonderful Christmas present for a friend or a family member, or for even yourself before Christmas time, because you can use it to make your Christmas cards or your labels for your gifts. Wrapping gifts is one of my most favorite things to do, and this is a way to personalize everything a little bit more and customize it and just make it unique to you.
I'm going out with you tonight. Are you close to here? I'm feeling down, I don't know why. No, it's so surreal. Think I want you here.
My kids are basically all at the age where they can read. My 6-year-old and up can read, and Bo will pretty much sound most things out. So he can read almost all of these words. So he's gonna know where to put them, and I can just send them upstairs now and say, y'all put the toys away in the right bins, and it's going to make my life a whole lot easier. Y'all make sure to stay tuned till the end, because I give y'all an entire playroom tour in the daylight. So it's really pretty, and I love the way that it turned out.
So high, stay. We don't need to go that fast. I need this night to last. So you are like me, wanna be free like a summer night. I'm feeling down, I don't know why. What an alibi. But I'm glad you're here. Oh, 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 oh. I don't ask for much, no, I don't need that much, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Though I want your touch.
I love their rug in the playroom. I just love that it's so colorful, and it goes with pretty much anything, and all of the seasons can kind of be thrown in here. I got the rug from Wayfair, and then the little basket that I just put the few blankets and a pillow, I got that from IKEA, and I really, really liked it. And then this little banner I got from Target, and I think I bought it a couple years ago, but I've never really hung it up. So I actually just took some regular tape and taped it to the wall. Hopefully it won't pull any of the paint off, but I'm not too worried about it. The kids loved it. It's so sweet. The smallest little touches in their playroom or in their bedrooms, they get so excited about.
I don't wanna do a little crazy, but baby, I'm so high, stay.
Alrighty, it is the next morning, and the only thing I have left in here is to vacuum and then get the furniture back in place. But I am so excited with how this room has turned out. I'll show y'all how everything looks in just a second.
Baby, I'm so high, stay. We don't need to go that fast. I need this night to last. Baby, I'm so high, stay. We don't need to go.
Have any of y'all ever heard of or actually done this? Screwed your rug into the floor. So I saw it on an account that I love, Our Faux Farmhouse on Instagram, and anytime she's upstairs and has basically wood underneath her because it's carpet, and then underneath is the subfloor, and she screws all of her rugs into the carpet, or her husband does. And her rugs stay in place, and it is so appealing to me. I am a little bit nervous about the idea of it because I just feel like if it doesn't go all the way in, I don't know, a kid could maybe hurt a toe on it. I don't know, but I love that idea because our rugs do shift around in here and then they get a little bit lumpy or bubbly, and that bothers me so badly. So I'm actually considering that.
Feelings to the side, drifted away into the tide, but now it's baby bye bye. I know, I know, I know, I know. Let go, let go, let go, let it go. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Let go, let go, let go, let it go. All these people in this crowd think they're all missing out. I guess it used to be me, but now I just wanna leave. Now I just wanna leave. 'Cause you know I really tried to put my feelings to the side, drifted away into the tide, but now it's baby bye bye. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Let go, let go, let go, let it go. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Let go, let go, let go, let it go.
What a wonderful feeling to have all of this finally cleaned and organized. It probably won't last long, but that's okay. It just feels really good right now. I can't remember the last time it was this clean, if ever, and especially this organized, but the girls' gymnastics mat just goes there. That's the best place it can go. But I wanted to show y'all these shelves too because I think they turned out so good. There's some empty space right there where they can put the Christmas presents they get this year, or it can just stay empty, honestly. I don't mind the clutter-free look. We have a game closet out in the hallway too, but Bo and Max play Bop It all the time, so I figured I would leave that in here. But here are those bins right there. Like I said, those were from TJ Maxx. And I decided to do black vinyl for them because I thought it would pop a little bit more on those containers. And then I did white for the rest of these down here. I just think it looks so good. Something about it just makes me happy. And knowing, which I've mentioned this before, but knowing that my kids can come in here and they know where everything goes because it says it. And if we ever have a babysitter over to watch the kids, they know where everything goes to. Organization has always made me happy, but this is making me extra happy. And then I just did the sticker labels for these, which turned out perfectly. And in here, I wanted to do these bins because these are bins that just have a bunch of stuff. Not that one actually, but it's kind of bigger stuff. And then they have tons of Legos, and then all of these little action figures, basically from Mark's childhood, but he doesn't want to part with them, and now the boys love them. I wanted to put those up here because I kind of like that the kids know that they're here, but it's not a clear bin that is gonna attract them to maybe pull everything down and dump it on the floor. Maybe they can just pull one bin down at a time. I don't know, maybe that's wishful thinking, but I also did the marble run in here and the racetrack in there. I will make sure to leave everything for the Cricut Joy, all the materials I used, linked in my description box. And don't ever hesitate to reach out to me on Instagram if you have any questions, because even though I'm not quite a Cricut newbie anymore and I have learned a lot over these last few months, I am still willing to share any and all information that I have learned with y'all. And make sure y'all follow me over on my vlogging channel too, because I share little projects that I'm working on all the time over there. That channel is linked in my description box. Now we are moving on to our dreaded washing machines. If you guys don't know what has been going on with them, we have front loaders in our upstairs laundry room and in the downstairs laundry room, and both of them have really big issues with stinking. And Mark and I are beginning to wonder if it's our water. I don't even know what's going on, but I just want to preface all this. If you have a weak stomach, you probably don't want to watch it. This is absolutely disgusting. I probably gagged about 400 times while cleaning this. I've cleaned it before and I don't know how it got so nasty, but I spent a ton of time, and Mark did too, cleaning out this washing machine the best we knew how, because I wanted to give it a fair chance before we decided to get something different. We also are going to replace our hoses. We have not done that yet, but that's something else we want to do. But I knew this was step one and maybe 1,000 to get some answers. And I was making Mark take off everything he possibly could. I was like, can you unscrew this? Can you unscrew this? And he was nicely trying to explain to me that's not really how any of this works. So I just did the best I could. I cleaned it. I tried to struggle through all the nastiness, and I'm sorry if this grosses you out, but you might want to check your washing machine too. And I'm going to show y'all in a little bit how we cleaned the filter in the back of the washing machine. We took the entire back off and Mark drained it, and it's real fun.
Don't speak, there's no need for you talking. Calling the highest sky. I ain't got the urge to leave. Come stay a little while. I've grown tired of wasting others. Hold off, steer me right. Ongoing, dried out silhouettes. I'm numb, you stay the night.
This was so nasty to me, and this is the point when I told Mark we definitely need new hoses for everything. But I would like to know, for those of you out there who have your lives fully together, how often do you clean your hoses or buy new hoses for your washing machine, or take your washing machine apart and clean it, or clean the filter? Are we just crazy that we have gone 4 years without doing it? It says some of the things to clean it should be done every single month, and then others say at least once a year or once every 6 months. It's definitely our fault that we have not done it at all, but I was expecting this filter underneath to be so much more disgusting, because Mark and I watched several YouTube tutorials on how to clean it out, and we saw some nasty water and stuff come out. Now, don't get me wrong, it was still really nasty to clean it. It was gross, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be.
Tie down these loose strings. I get lost in these dried out silhouettes. A new try, a new bed. Glory eyes for miles and days.
I decided to add that filter to the bleach water that I already had in the sink that was cleaning the other little part of the washing machine, and I did let it sit for quite a while, and then I scrubbed it. I just had a toothbrush downstairs that we weren't using and will never use, and decided to scrub it out, but it just gets so nasty and moldy. And my question when I was doing all this, and what I said to Mark, was, why are there so many little areas in a washing machine? I know that I'm sure they're needed, but to me, when something has water, it shouldn't have a ton of little areas where it can grow mold and mildew and all that, because it's going to happen. And it almost seems impossible to stay on top of all the nastiness. But I know I need to do better, and I need to do it more regularly for sure, and not let it build up like this.
Glory eyes for miles and days. Get out from under me. Troublemaker, plan my escape. The silhouettes keep me away.
I just put a new shower curtain up actually tonight in the boys' room. So if you guys follow along with us on our family vlogging channel, y'all can kind of get to know us on a more personal level, like our daily life, our family life, and just random decor that I throw up here and there. I feel like my vlogging channel can be a way that I can just share whatever I want to, and you guys just love and accept me for whatever I do and say. Here I feel like it has to be a little bit more structure because I know there's a lot that's expected of me and I don't want to let y'all down. So I do try to make sure that I'm getting out quality content to y'all that is as motivational as it possibly can be. I did spend a little while scrubbing this seal. There are still places on it that will not come off, even though I feel like I've used some of the strongest chemicals on it. Maybe I'm not doing it right, I'm not sure, but I did the very best that I could. Our washing machine downstairs is totally out of commission, so we had to get this one back up and running. As a family of 6, we cannot be without a washing machine. Even in these few hours, I felt like I was getting more and more behind on laundry. So we were in a time crunch against ourselves to just get all this done. And it is insane how much dust is in the back of a washing machine, and especially a dryer. So while we had it pulled out, we actually still have it pulled out because we wanted to see what would happen with the washing machine long term after we did all this stuff to it. But since we had it pulled out, I decided to go ahead and vacuum back here. And there are a couple spots that it looks like I miss, which I do. And later on, when I was watching the footage and could see what I was missing, I went back with a cloth and I cleaned it all. So if there are any spots that bother you, I promise they bother me too. I just had a very limited sight back here.
We're gonna find them. La 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 la. They better start hiding. We'll be running with the lions, lions. We'll be running with the lions, lions. They can't run, they can't hide. We won't stop until they're down. We'll be running with the lions, lions. 'Cause you're not alone in this.
I know y'all love some good leggings, and I try to always link my leggings for y'all because I'm always on the hunt for good ones too, but I get almost all of mine from Amazon, and they are perfect and they last for forever and they're super comfortable and they suck all the right things in. These leggings are from Amazon too. They were a good deal and I love them. So I'll make sure to link them for y'all in the description box.
You've been calling saying this is what I want. Then you ghost for a week and leave me hanging all alone. Push me back, pull me in, and the other way around. Pull me in, push me back. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can someone set me free? What do you want? What do you want? Ooh, 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 la, 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 la. Ooh, 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 la, 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 la. Ooh, 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 la, 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 la. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I think I can see clear.
I am so grateful to y'all for watching today's video. I hope that y'all are having a wonderful December so far. I cannot believe that we are heading into 2021. I also kind of can believe and am ready for a new year. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all and I will see y'all next time.
Then you go.